Well, he did it, guys. Merab beat Sean O'Malley again, and I'm not surprised at all. Like honestly, I picked Sean O'Malley to win this fight, but when that third round started, when Merab had him pressed up against the fence and picked him up and dumped him on the ground, I'm like, Sean he's not gonna win, and I think he was pretty much screwed from the start. And Merab, he's probably, it's undebatable now, he's the greatest bantamweight of all time. This guy is just so unbelievably good. He showed improvements in this fight from his last fight against Sean. His striking looked way better. Improvements I didn't think he could even have at that point, because his first fight against Sean, he looked so good. Had such a great game plan against Sean to just wrestle him and just destroy him with ground and pound. In this fight, he showed improvements too. And Merab, he's the real deal, guys. He is gonna be champion for a while. I don't think anyone beats him in bantamweight. I think Merab is gonna remain the champion for until he retires. Honestly, I think Merab is that good. He is easily one of the most highly skilled fighters out there currently right now. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say Sean O'Malley looked bad. I just think Merab was just so good. Sean looked like he just looked like a fish out of water in this fight. He did show improvements too. I will say for a fact, Sean's takedown defense in this fight was really good. There were some times where Merab was going for a takedown and Sean, he had the underhooks, he spread his legs, he did all the good takedown things you could do in a takedown defense. And his striking looked pretty much the same as well. He did try and look for big shots. There was one point where Merab had him backed up against the fence, and Sean threw a punch where it was a Hail Mary punch. He threw all of his weight behind the punch, and he missed. Now, this punch landed. It's debatable that it would have ended the fight. I will say that it would have rocked Merab at the very least, because Sean O'Malley has some really good power, and he's one of the most dangerous fighters in his division. If he landed that hit, I wouldn't say Merab would have gotten hurt at the very least, but he missed in the end because Merab is just so quick and he's so bouncy. And another thing about Merab is his cardio is just so insanely good. This guy can just go for rounds and rounds and just not get tired. There was a point where Sean O'Malley was in his corner. He was just breathing heavy on the chair, and Merab was just standing there like it was just another Tuesday or something. Merab is just, his cardio is so good. He could probably fight for 30 rounds at this point, honestly. He's that good. We need to talk about that submission too, because my goodness, I did not expect to see this level of skill from Merab, because Merab is usually a dude who will just take you down, lay you back up, ground and pound, take you back down, blah, 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 blah. Let's do that for 5 rounds straight. That's what he did against Sean in the first fight. This fight, he took him down. And of course, DC just had to jinx it and be like, okay, yeah, well, Sean O'Malley's fine. Merab has no submission game. 30 seconds later, Merab puts Sean O'Malley in some choke. I don't know what this choke's actually called, because it was a weird choke. He had Sean's head in like his armpit area and twisted his arms and just sat in his head. And Sean was on his back. He couldn't really do anything, and at that point, it was pretty much over for Sean. I will say, now that Merab is finishing game, he's going to be a dangerous fighter for the division, because before, if there wasn't a threat of wrestling, now there's a threat of being submitted, and now he's dangerous all around. He's dangerous in the feet, on the ground, and in the grappling too. This is a real dangerous fighter. Another issue with the fight, in my opinion, and this isn't really Sean O'Malley's fault, because bantamweight is a division of 135. These aren't exactly big dudes we're dealing with. But Sean O'Malley is just not a big dude, and he's really undersized mass-wise for the division. Now, we are looking at someone who's 5'11 and 135. He's a pretty stringy dude, which has advantages. He can do long kicks and long punches. But in terms of strength, like, you look at this picture of Sean O'Malley right here, he doesn't really look that buffed. You look at the picture of Merab. Merab's just like this muscular meatball hamster who just like is explosive, and he just bulked and juicy, and he's you can tell he's well built and he has good size. Like on fight nights, Merab weighs 155. He's basically weighing as much as lightweights do. So like there were some points in both fights where Sean O'Malley was doing good stuff skillfully, but it didn't matter because Merab would just bull run through him and just ragdoll him, because there's a strength difference. There comes a point where I think strength does definitely matter in fights. Like, if you're stronger than your opponent, you're able to physically overpower them, then you will have a key advantage in the fight. Now, as for what's next for these fighters, I think Merab will just continue to dominate bantamweight for the foreseeable future. And I can see Merab retiring with the belt. Honestly, not losing a single match in bantamweight. The only fighter I can really see beating him is Umar Nurmagomedov, and they already fought. And I think if Umar just got better cardio and just worked on some stuff. I think he could beat Merab, but even then, I'd probably just bet Merab to win because Merab is just his cardio, now his submission skills, and his wrestling all around make him a really dangerous fighter. As for Sean O'Malley, I think he should just move up a division. There's not really much for him to do left at bantamweight. Like he already won a belt. Like that's good enough on its own. Like he was a former bantamweight champion. And I think him moving up, he could really explore some opportunities. Like he could really put on some serious muscle and get bigger size. And we could see some banger fights. Like imagine O'Malley versus Yair Rodriguez or Diego Lopez. He get destroyed by Volk, but still, who knows? We could see it one day. Probably not, but there's always hope. Now, I know Merab has said before that he has no interest in going up to featherweight. He wants to stay and dominate bantamweight, which is fine because you don't have to be a great fighter by being a two-division champ. You can just choose a division and stick to it, what you're good at, and just dominate the division. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I think both of these fighters have good futures. Gotta stay optimistic, guys. And also one more thing I want to point out. It was funny how Sean O'Malley talked about how locked in he was before this fight. He was acting like he was a completely different person because he stopped gooning and smoking weed. And then he goes out and proceeds to do worse in the first fight. Maybe the weed made him stronger or something. Maybe all that gooning and weed just hyped up his adrenaline and made him into a Super Saiyan, the Super Soldier or something. I don't know. But I am very excited to see both these fighters get back in the octagon and put on great fights. Because Merab, honestly, at the moment, is one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's a very entertaining fighter. People used to call him boring, but his past couple fights, like the two fights against Sean and the fight against Umar, were actually really entertaining fights and they were fun to watch. Because Merab is just so ahead of his opponents. He'll be trolling and dancing and stuff mid-fight, or like kissing Sean O'Malley like he was when he had him in the corner. That was really fun stuff. But yeah, honestly, really excited for this division. Really excited we have a champion who actually wants to fight people, who isn't ducking, who isn't in Thailand right now, being gay and sniffing people's hair. Oh, whatever. But yeah, that's going to be it for the guys. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.